Acca 1964 here, going through some just interesting races of various types from up until the start of next week. So January 2nd tomorrow, Fakenham, we have an amateurs Jockeys Handicap hurdle over 2 miles and half a furlong. Following on from that, on Saturday we have Sandown, what used to be a Tolworth Hurdle Day. Series of interesting races here. Starting off, one looking at here is Handicap Steeple Chase over 1 mile 7.5 a furlong. Then you have a Seniors Handicap Hurdle. It's an 8-year-olds plus. That's under fraction of 2.5 miles. We then have a Veterans Handicap Steeple Chase. That's a 9-year-old race, and that the chase is run over just over 2.5 miles. We have a Listed Mares Hurdle Race, which is also run over a fraction under 2 miles and a half. Then there's a finals race, a Veterans Handicap Steeple Chase over 3 miles, just under half a furlong. That's a handicap hurdle over 2 miles. Also on that, also Canton's Handicap Steeple Chase over 3 miles, 1 furlong and 54 yards. Next day at Plumpton, I had hoped to get to the actually Sussex National. Well, I was going to go last year, and it got cancelled in the day, so I had to spend my day in British Museum, which is a fair enough day, but wasn't what I planned. Because there's no real point going down to Plumpton. There's not much there, I believe. So Sussex National, 3 miles 5 furlongs, valuable race there. It's a decent card with also a very valuable Sussex Stayers Handicap Hurdle. So one race at Southwell, also on the Sunday, is the fraction of 5 furlongs handicap. On the Monday, a couple of interesting races ran at Ludlow, just mainly of the names of them. That's a Stephen Webber Moore Handicap Steeple Chase over 3 miles, 1 and just over half a furlong, with Stephen Webb being a former amateur jockey and racing steward. And the second race being Luke Watson Moore Novices Limited Handicap Hurdle over 2 miles 5 furlongs. And Luke Watson was a groomer, sadly died at the age of 26, and both of these people have had races named after them for a few years now, of course. On the Wednesday, we have a quite valuable 7 furlong handicap at Kempton, and on the Thursday we've got the long-term North Yorkshire Grand National Handicap Steeple Chase of 3 miles 6. I'm trying to get to this race myself. I was thinking of it last year, and I think I changed my mind because I had a couple of plans of a day, and anyway it got abandoned because of the weather. So hopefully I'll be at that meeting next week. Meanwhile, on the 8th of January, we've got the intriguingly named Geoffrey Bosley Tally-Ho Open Hunter Steeple Chase over 2 miles 5.5 furlong. I'm not sure what it's named after. There is a Tally-Ho stud in Ireland I found out about. But it's a long-term race. It may just be like calling it Tally-Ho. So I don't know, but that's a long-term race fair over at Taunton. On the Friday at Huntingdon, we have the Chatteris Fendu on the hurdle race. That's been run for a few years now, and that's over just under 2 miles. There's 2 races here. I've mentioned what one at the bottom first. That's the General Gilbert Open National Hunt Flat race. I believe that will be named after General Sir William Gilbert. I'm not sure who else. I cannot find a horse called General Gilbert in existence. Obvious, so to speak, person is General Sir William Gilbert, who was a British Army soldier from the 19th century. And the stranger one is Peter Lennis National Maiden Hand Hurdle Race over 2 miles and around just over half a furlong. And I looked at who he was, and it's a very strange story here that he was actually someone who in 1932 treated a lot of people at Exeter with cholera. So obviously the race must be named after him because it's connection with Exeter. And he died in a duel of an argument with John Jeffcott, who went on to be the first Judge of the Supreme Court of South Australia, and had been with Chief Justice Sir Leon. And Jeffcott had killed Peter Henderson in a duel and an argument over John Jeffcott's actually failed engagement to somebody. And look at Wikipedia, there's 20,000 people lined the streets at Peter Henderson's funeral. Also find a number of valuable races at Wolverhampton. Now 4 valuable races at Wolverhampton also on Friday the 9th. We're looking at 6 furlong handicap, a 7 furlong handicap, a 1 mile and just over half a furlong handicap, and another further handicap over 1 mile, 1.5 furlongs. So what state? A little strange here why we've got 2 handicaps within basically almost the same distance. It's actually less than a furlong difference between the 2. The ratings look the same. And it's a bit of a strange decision by Wolverhampton to have 2 valuable races over pretty much the same distance, the same class, and the same entry requirements, it looks like. Weatherby. Now, Towton Novices Chase seemed disappeared into thin air. I knew it got to January from February. Well, that's the one time I went there a few years ago now. And I think I'm going to meet myself. I do possibly plan for the evening. I'm not sure yet. What I'm looking at is a little expensive, so I might actually go to. We'll struggle to get to Weatherby to Sunderland actually in time, I think, with this event. And this event's a little expensive, so I may actually go to Weatherby for this meeting. But it appears the Towton Novices Chase has just gone. And I looked, trying to find out where it disappeared. I went, I said, to January and went down from 3 months to 2.5 a few years back. And now is a 2.5 mile valuable handicap chase. And it looks like that's just replaced it. As in, Towton has gone, and this has now come into it. And it's the interesting, there's the Towton Novice basic medieval day at Weatherby, whereas why the race is named the William Hill 1461 Chase, because back to Towton in the World Rose has been 1461. But I can't find any evidence of the Towton Novices Chase being cancelled. I just don't. I've looked up. There's a reply to someone on Twitter who's looking, saying it's been discontinued, but there's no. That's the only evidence I have. But it must be, because I can't see it there. It's not in January. It's not in February, unless there's something strange going on with the BHA website. So anyway, so it looks a brand new, looks a really valuable race face. So it's clearly it's replaced it. It has to have done 2.5 miles valuable handicap chase. I think it's just got to replace it. So that's that one. And also there's a 2 mile, there's a 1 mile, 7 furlong and a small bit handicap chase as well later in the card. As well also as the Mickey Cantor 80th birthday racing chaps and maiden hurdler. Well done, Mickey, for making it to 80 years old. Also at Kempton, a meeting I went to a few years ago as well. In fact, one of the last ones I went to before COVID closed everything down in 2020. The long-term race on this card is the Lanzarote Handicap Hurdle over 2 months 5 furlong. A very valuable race indeed, named after the well-known champion hurdler. Won the champion hurdler in 1974, in between comedy errors 2 in 1973 and 1975. Also have the Siviaca Conti Chase, named after a great horse, won the King George a couple of times in the Ascot Chase as well. And you also have that being one over 2.5 miles. In addition, a couple of other valuable races here, which are 2 months 4.5 furlongs handicap chase, and also a 3 mile handicap chase as well. Also at Warwick, we have some valuable races again. I have a 3 mile 5 handicap chase, a long-term race this. I did once think this was actually renamed Warwick National, and in the end I found out that Warwick National was actually cancelled as a race. This sort of replaced it, but it's not the same race under a different name, which I thought originally it was. We also have the Hampton Novices Steeple Chase Grade 2 over 3 miles, and a qualifier 10th final at Cheltenham Festival over 3 miles 1 furlong, and a handicap hurdle over 2 miles. And lastly, on the Sunday at Kelso, I've spent quite a time or two at this Kelso race out, because I know nothing about it, and I've been to every group and grade race in Britain, and the vast majority of listed ones, and I know which ones I haven't been to. On this race, I was just doing this video, I'll do it without being interesting to do, so I was thinking, what is this race? Baymos Novices Steeple Chase over 2 miles 4, and I still can't find an example where it's come from. I don't think I've been to it. I don't know when it's been introduced. I can't find any evidence of it being introduced, but it exists. And I found online a list of the pattern races and list races of the jumps this year, and it is definitely there. I mean, obviously it was in race. I mean, it's there. It's just it wasn't ran last year, I believe. I don't know where it's come from. Anyway, this is the final race. I have to go to it now, because I didn't expect to be going to Kelso on Sunday, a week on Sunday where I am now. Well, hopefully, I've just checked my diary, and actually have an event in Newcastle. Luckily, it only starts 8:30 in the evening, so hopefully I'll be able to get back from Kelso in time for it. Else I'm not going to Kelso, because I actually have booked for this event. This event was actually unfortunately cancelled and delayed to the 11th of January. So hopefully I'm going to Kelso. I'll just check my diary. I think I'll be able to go to Kelso now.